Nelson Mandela's life is one of the most inspiring stories of our time. A tale of struggle, resilience, and the power of forgiveness. His journey from prisoner to president, overcoming decades of oppression, is not just a South African story, but a global symbol of human strength and hope. Mandela was born in 1918 in the small village of Mvezo, South Africa, during a time when apartheid, a brutal system of racial segregation, governed every aspect of life. Black South Africans were stripped of their rights, forced into poverty, and treated as second-class citizens. Witnessing these injustices from a young age shaped Mandela's resolve to fight for change. As a young man, Mandela studied law and became an active member of the African National Congress, or ANC, where he led protests, strikes, and campaigns against apartheid. But Mandela soon realized that peaceful protests alone would not be enough. In 1961, after years of brutal suppression by the government, Mandela co-founded the armed wing of the ANC, believing that the fight for freedom required a bolder approach. The prison years, 27 years behind bars. Mandela's activism landed him in prison in 1962, where he would spend the next 27 years, much of it on the infamous Robben Island. He was subjected to inhumane conditions, isolated from the outside world, and forced to do hard labor. But Mandela never lost hope. Prison became his university, a place where he reflected, learned, and strategized for a future South Africa free from oppression. Even behind bars, Mandela's spirit was unbroken. He emerged not bitter but stronger, with a deep understanding of the power of reconciliation. "I knew as I walked out of the gate," Mandela later said, "that if I didn't leave my bitterness and hatred behind, I'd still be in prison." In 1990, after decades of global protests and increasing internal pressure, Mandela was finally released from prison. The world watched as Mandela walked out a free man, smiling, raising his fist in the air, a moment that became a symbol of victory over oppression. But instead of seeking revenge, Mandela chose the path of peace. His decision to forgive those who had imprisoned him was not just personal, but a crucial step toward healing South Africa's deep wounds. In 1994, South Africa held its first democratic elections, and Nelson Mandela was elected as the country's first black president. His leadership was marked by his ability to unite a divided nation. He established the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, where victims of apartheid shared their stories, and perpetrators could seek forgiveness, ensuring that South Africa confronted its painful history head-on. Mandela's life teaches us profound lessons. First, the power of forgiveness. After 27 years in prison, Mandela could have sought vengeance, but he chose reconciliation. He understood that healing a divided nation required unity, not revenge. Second, perseverance in the face of adversities. Mandela's journey was incredibly tough, but his determination never wavered. His story shows us that no matter how difficult the circumstances, with enough resilience and faith, we can overcome. Finally, leadership through humility. Despite being a global icon, Mandela remained humble throughout his life. He believed in serving his people, not ruling over them, and his humility is an example for leaders worldwide. Mandela's influence extended far beyond South Africa. He became a global symbol for justice, equality, and the power of the human spirit. His long walk to freedom was not just about political liberation, but about showing the world that love, forgiveness, and unity are stronger than hatred and division. Even after stepping down as president, Mandela continued to fight for justice, particularly advocating for HIV/AIDS awareness. His enduring message is clear: one person armed with courage and conviction can change the course of history. Mandela once said, "It always seems impossible until it's done." His life is a testament to this truth. No matter how insurmountable the challenges may seem, Mandela's story reminds us that through perseverance, courage, and forgiveness, we can overcome even the darkest moments. His legacy continues to inspire millions around the world, urging us to fight for justice, equality, and humanity. Nelson Mandela showed us that the path to freedom is a journey of transforming anger into hope, of replacing division with unity, and above all, of believing that even one person can change the world.